The muscular gentleman, I call it that for a reason. And we're trying to maximize our masculinity, find that masculine edge where that energy is exuded throughout your life. And that's where attraction takes place, right? With women. Which again, this is funny because we're talking about porn, but it's like you want to decrease attraction and masculine energy. Go watch another man have sex with a woman. Like that is so emasculating, right? If you really think about it, you're watching somebody else have sex. That's taking away your masculine edge. It's devaluing who you are as a man, having to watch somebody else. And I think that's such a key point for men to understand, like, of why porn is so unnecessary for your life, because that masculinity, the more you build it up, the more attraction you build around women, and they feel it, they sense it. They can, I mean, and lifting weights is another way to do that. I mean, it's just your testosterone goes up, your pheromones go up. I mean, they can sense it, which again, yeah, I'm kind of going off topic here, but
No, dude. You said something there, and I just add this aha moment,
uh-huh.
like that, just literally. So I don't think we talked about this, but I was a huge sports fan growing up. Like I was an athlete, obviously in high school, my entire childhood. Like I wanted to be a professional baseball player. Nothing else drove me more than the pursuit of becoming a professional baseball player. Obviously, that didn't pan out. That's why I'm standing here today, not on ESPN. But through my 20s and even through my early 30s, like I kept on to the love of the sports. Like I was never one of these fanatics. I never painted my face. It was probably around 26. I actually stopped wearing men's jerseys, like with their names on their back. And I think that's a weakness in men as well. But you
Yeah.
said that there because I haven't been able to figure this out. Something happened, Russ, in the last 3 years where I have no desire to watch professional sports at all. None at all. I couldn't tell you who is in the playoffs, if there's playoffs going on. Well, actually I know that the Lightning are because I'm here in Tampa and it's just plastered all over the city.
Sure.
But outside of that, I don't know who the other teams are. I don't know if the NBA is still going on. I stay in touch with baseball a little bit because I do take my nephew to some games. One of my best friends works for the Rays, so he hooks up with tickets all the time. But now I think it's beginning to make sense, right? I was a spectator to sex, watching men have sex with wives all the time, and I became a spectator of other men out there playing sports. And
Yeah.
now I don't care. I don't care what, like, I love to watch kids. I coach a little league team. So I
Yeah.
love to watch kids play sports because that's what sports and games are for, is for children. So for
Right.
me, that's amazing, but I have no desire. And now as you're sharing this, I'm like, damn, it's because you stopped being a spectator to sex. So now you don't care what these guys are doing in the other part of their life. And maybe
That's
I'm trying to piece something together that people are like,
maybe.
Frank, you're pulling on something really, really far there, but I,
No.
I, I do think that there's a correlation, but it's funny because I do talk to a lot of young men, right?
Yeah.
So I get teenage boys that reach out to me, which just breaks my heart because the only thing I can say is go talk to your parents, and many of them are even scared to talk to their parents because of the taboo topic of this discussion.
Yeah.
But I do talk to a lot of men that are 18, into their early to mid 20s. And these guys are virgins, right? Obviously, they have no experience in an actual sexual, real environment or actual real intimacy with a woman. And it's like they're almost scared and timid because they've been sitting on the sidelines consuming it as a spectator their entire life. So there's a phrase in neuroscience: what fires together wires together. So in our brain, as we're doing literally everything, our brain is creating these neural connections, these neural pathways, and that becomes our default way of living and thinking. So these young boys that from the age of 10, 11 are just consuming sex as a spectator are conditioning themselves that when sex is taking place, they're not supposed to be in it, they're just supposed to be consuming it. And it
Right.
creates this anxiety. They can't look women in the eyes because all these like destructive things. But yeah, this is really
Yeah.
fascinating.